Okay. Hello, everyone. Ohio, Nick. How you doing this morning? I think this morning I don't feel like playing The Sims. I don't feel like taking care of 8 people this morning. So instead, we're just gonna do a good old kitty cuddle sesh. I'm alright, Nick. I spent yesterday mostly just doing nothing. Because I had a bit of it was a weird headache. It was one I'd be fine if I wasn't moving, if I was laying down, but if I moved, I could feel it right in here, like this part of my brain. It would just hurt so badly. And it seems like it is partially still there. It's not there when I move, but it's still there if I cough the right way or whatever. So I'm all right. But yesterday was my one day off, and I spent it doing nothing in bed. So yeah, glad I'm feeling a little better, but still not. I have work today, so it's gonna be, I think, a bit of a day. Glad to hear you're doing well, though. I'm gonna hang out with Charles for a good hour, and I think that will give me some good energy to go deal with people for the day. Because Mondays are often a time. And I don't know about you, but Tuesday this week seems like it's gonna be a day. Um, in the country of the US. Based on everything I'm hearing on social media and everything, I feel like some shit is gonna go down on Tuesday. So I'm already tired of this week. It hasn't even started yet. We're 7 a.m. on a Monday morning. I'm ready to end the week. But we're here to be cozy, to hang, to chill and chat this morning. Must read some articles. Yeah. Well, just based on what I'm hearing, Trump is supposed to be arrested and posted something on Truth Social about be mad, protest, do stuff, and considering what happened the last time he was do stuff, January 6th. I just feel like something's gonna happen on Tuesday. Some group of people is gonna take that in the wrong way. Um, and maybe it'll be only a minor, this group of 5 people went out and did something. But I feel like we'll hear something on the news based on that. And I just, I'm an anxious person. Prep popcorns, yeah. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? Um, it's just a wild time in the U.S. right now. I feel like this election year is going to be a very strange time. Um, Biden versus Trump. I hope not. I hope not again. A lose-lose is a lose-lose. um, I don't even think Trump should be allowed to run for president, considering he was impeached twice and is about to be arrested on, I think, a felony charge. And I'm pretty sure, technically all three, both of those things, disqualify you from running for president. Very explicitly disqualify you from running for president. Um, so if he runs at all, I feel like already we failed as a political system. But we've been there. We've been known about that. America really is a whole place. Anytime I talk with anybody who lives outside of America about American politics, they're like, "You live like this?" Medical system's already fucked up. Yeah, every system in America is fucked up. Honestly, there's no one that is not fucked up. Let's not fuck up the politics. Oh, we did that a long time ago. Oh, Charles, you know nothing of this. I wish I could be like you. Just meow meow. Meow 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 at 3 a.m. because I haven't been fed yet. Ours are, yeah, next level. Um, and I think it truly is just because America has really pushed the whole, you're your own person, listen to nobody else sort of idea on everybody. we're not a collectivist culture in the slightest, so most people don't care about programs that don't explicitly help them. Um, and because of it, I think a lot of our politics have just gotten so fucked up because everybody is very self-serving, um, and it sucks. It seems like that is becoming slightly less true as the generations progress. Um, I think some Americans are starting to pick up that we don't have to live this way, that most other first world countries have things in place to make this not happen. But, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Fingers fucking crossed. Um, you never know. 27 years and it's been a wild ride the whole time, so. I think that's also just kind of the world that we live in as of right now. I don't think that's specific to the US, but it is just very true in the US. um, yeah, I don't know. I need to get my passport at some point and maybe visit and then try to move to another country. Who knows? Who knows? I had to get my passport first, and I don't want to deal with the DMV like ever. So eventually I'll set that up. Because the last time that I went, it was a whole debacle. And I don't want to... The next time I go, I better get in, get out, and be done with it. You smell The Last of Us, but not a series, not a game. I hope not. Although, as of late, I am very recently on the side of an apocalypse like that happens, I'm out. Like, great for all the people who want to survive and persevere in a zombie apocalypse world. There's no quality of life for me. I'm gone. I'm out and I'm off and out. Maybe you're not allowed to say that on Twitch, but I'm not gonna try to survive a zombie apocalypse. I am bullet in the brain gone. Morning, Suchan. How you doing this morning? Great time to come in. We're talking about zombie apocalypses now. I don't know. I just think, and this isn't like I'm a teenager, like I can't live without technology, but like I think at this point in my life, if I have what I have right now and then immediately have to go into like foraging for berries in the woods while I'm like making sure the zombies don't come get me, like that's not a quality of life for me. I'm just gone. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm with you there, Suchan. I don't want to go to work. I only got one day off this weekend, and I haven't had just one day off, not two back to back for a weekend in like months. So I did not get enough time off for my weekend. I feel not rested enough, and now I'm starting my work week again. So I'm right there with you, Suchan. Cyberpunk 2077. I didn't watch enough of that game to know what's going on. Visually, it looked cool. I don't know though. I don't know if I really want like cyborg capability in society. I feel like we already have enough trouble. We don't need like cyborgs. Maybe that one's just me, but I feel like we should figure out our own shit first before we start adding technology into the human thing, you know? I don't even know how to word this. I just don't think we need cyborgs. Maybe I'm just against change. I don't know. I'm gonna count that as the hydrate over prepared, but welcome on it. I did just put my coffee down. How you doing this morning? Long time no see. Yeah, I don't want anyone hacking my implants. I don't need someone like hijacking the the arm implant that I got and like smacking somebody in the middle of like a fancy dinner party something like I'm good on the whole cyborg thing. I think my natural body is fine. Hope it's not Atomic Heart. I don't think I know Atomic Heart. How you doing? Oh, you're doing good. You answered that already. Glad to hear. Go over prepared. I know that's where my brain went for the first like bad thing that can happen from someone hacking a body part. Like, not anything else. No, not murder, not robbing a bank, none of that stuff. What if I slap someone at a fancy dinner party that I would never go to? I'm not awake yet. Okay, Charles. I'm looking up Atomic Heart, by the way, Nick, which is why I can't read any comments if there are any right now. It looks interesting, but also a little creepy. An implant that cures diabetes would be pretty sick. That is nice. That would be nice, yeah. And thanks, Over Prepared. It's actually I like did the whole head blonde. Um, and then I went to the hair cutter and was like, I want to get rid of blonde, but I also still want hair. What do? And I think she did well. I look like a skunk now. I love it. That's what I'm thinking, Suchan. If I'm at like some fancy dinner party, I don't want to make a bad impression and someone could just hack my arm to do so. Like pretty taboo, cliche. No, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Humiliated. Yeah, humiliation. That's the word. Beat everybody on the dinner table. Listen, I'm not into that sort of party. Use all the bud words. Exactly. Yeah. Just any word that'll fit. Throw it in the sentence. Sometimes that's truly just how I talk. Um, you gotta say a lot of sentences to fill 2 hours, turns out. You know that scene from The Office where Kelly's like, "What did I say?" And then they go to like a separate interview of her, and she's like, "I talk a lot, so I've learned to tune myself out." That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Assholes are unredeemable. It's true. It's true. The only person I ever physically fought, um, it was not a long fight. It was over in a flash. Um, I, it was my childhood bully. He lived next door to me. I uppercutted him. His nose started bleeding, and he ran inside crying. It wasn't because he was bullying me. It was not because of the many times that he made me feel like shit about myself in my childhood. Um, it was fully because he insulted Mudkip. I don't even like Mudkip that much. I never have. It's an alright Pokemon. I don't hate it, but I did uppercut a kid over it. So the lesson here is make fun of me all you want, but make fun of any Pokemon, even one I don't love. Watch out. I'll get ya. The rare Axolotl from Minecraft. Pretty much, I think. Better be one of your classmates. Thank you, Overprepared. This mug is maybe one of the best things that I own, honestly. So yeah, that's the one and only fight I've ever gotten into. And I did win very quickly. So I wouldn't tussle with me. I'm with you there, Suchan. I just want to play The Sims all day today. But I don't want to play The Sims right now, which is why we're not. You know, I don't think I'm not a fighter. I don't get into fights very often. Even that one I don't really know if I would consider a fight because he wasn't like it wasn't much of a fight. He was a one and done, you know? scared of playing The Sims. It has entirely consumed my life. It is everything that I do now. You get lost in what you do. Yeah, it's one of those games. It's that Minecraft and Stardew. You open it, you lose 3 months of your life, and then you come back and you're like, oh my god. I have things to do. Oh my god, that's right. Gotta make that paper. It's true. It's true. Bought an expensive self-defense mechanism. Heck yeah. OnlyFans is an option. Not for everybody, Nick. Some people just don't want to do the emotional labor of that. So it's not an option for everybody. No one shows up to your birthday. I haven't missed a birthday yet. They've all had birthday cakes. But just like me, they have never had a birthday party. None of my Sims. Yeah, I don't know. I've considered an OF a couple of times, but it's a lot of emotional labor um, that I am fully not willing to do for people because people get personal with you real quick in that sort of job, and sometimes intense. OnlyFans overprepared. That website. Um, Online friend, yeah, basically. um, and yeah, it's just something I respect it if you can do it. Absolutely, it is all sex work is work, but it is not work that I can do. It is not work that I am emotionally strong enough to do. Um, don't know how to talk or entertain. It's tough. It is, even this morning, I was just like, I don't know if I can talk for a whole hour and a half. And it's usually one of those things for me that once I start, I'm fine. It's all good because I enjoy hanging out with you guys and I love talking to you guys. But it's the starting the stream and it's the bringing yourself into a headspace where you are entertaining people. Um, you know, it's tough. It is tough. It's been a while since you streamed, Suchan. Because I think I have alerts for when you stream. Like I get the Discord notification. And I've seen Misty's go off a couple of times, and I think you're sometimes in her streams, but you haven't streamed in a while. Gonna learn to beat toxic people in League. So everybody, anyone who plays League. That's just from what I understand. I've never played League myself. Make a birthday party for me. I missed that one overprepared. I did have a surprise birthday party once when I was in high school, and it was very, very sweet, and I did not expect it in the slightest. It is one of my like core memories. um, but yeah, growing up, my birthday's in January, and we lived in like a teensy tiny apartment, so we didn't have space for a birthday party. So I didn't really have them very often. I also don't really enjoy my birthday, like 90% of the time. I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 good birthdays total, in my 27 years. Um, I don't really know, overprepared. It's not even for one specific factor. It's just that January is, for whatever reason, a very turbulent time in my life, historically. Like, something is usually going on bad for me in January, and it usually starts pretty soon at the beginning of January, because I'm January 7th, so it's like, you know, it's not late into January. It's not like I have a whole month to prepare my melancholy. But that time is usually something's going on that sucks in my life. I don't know what it is. Like I went through a big breakup in January at one point. I like lost a cat in January, I think at one point. Like big things happen to me that are sad around that time of the year, so it's just never a good time for me. So I don't think I particularly care for it. um New Year's resolutions. Though, I'm not a New Year's resolution type of person. And even when I am, like this year, people asked me because I am so talked to these days. Like people ask me a lot if I had any New Year's resolutions, and I made up a couple just so I had something to say. Um, but I'm not a New Year's resolution type of person, so even the ones that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to like follow through on the things that I say I'm gonna do more often. Like I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, but I'm a person. Something I say in January isn't gonna hold on to me until December. I'm not that fucking remembrant, um, as proof of a word. Uh, but yeah, no, January usually sucks for me is the takeaway. Forgot what you ate last night. Yeah, exactly. Stream might be a bit jumpy. Sometimes my Wi-Fi in the morning is a little stupid. Let me go check my stream manager. Because I know Stream Labs earlier was a little jumpy as well. Like it captured some jitters. It seems like Stream's alright though. If it's still like stuttery and laggy for you, sometimes refreshing the page helps. Sometimes Twitch is just a little like weird with how it like streams, I think. Don't have any problems. This is the kitty cuddle hour, and I haven't even really shown the cat this whole time. He's been here chilling too. He's been here the whole time. He's a very handsome kitty cat. Even though he woke me up at 5 a.m. this morning. Can you focus? Camera? Look how like pale ghostly white. Kitty. He's being very cuddly this morning. He did this sort of funny thing this morning, where he was like chilling in my arms as I was sleeping, and then I like let go of him for a second, and he immediately like leaped out of bed. It was very, very silly. Ooh, you're close, Suchan. Comes a ghost butter, yeah. I am a very pale person these days. Not like as pale as I could be. I have a little bit of tan to me. It does not come through on stream in the slightest. But I'm not like ghastly white in person. But I don't spend a whole lot of time outside these days. But that being said, the time that I do spend outside, not so much during the winter these days because of the jacket and everything. I'm on my way to the gym or coming home from the gym, so I'm wearing like a tank top and short shorts. So the little time that I am outside, I do get a little bit of color and tan to me. But apparently it does not come through on camera very well. Which is funny because I don't burn. I tan. Like I'm not. I have Irish in me too, which is weird because I feel like the Irish generally tend to burn instead. Burn and then tan. But I tan and then burn. Which is interesting. Do you know that you are so handsome, Charles? You are the handsomest kitty cat. He doesn't even know. No tan, yeah. I haven't burned in a long time, actually. I think it's been maybe more than 5 years since I've had a sunburn. But I had a particularly bad one while I was in high school. I went to the beach with my friends, and we all sort of fell asleep on the beach for a little while. And it was apparently a very intense sun that day. Because My entire front, my entire back, sunburnt to hell. I mean, the entire thing. Because I'd flipped over a couple of times as well. And the entire next day, it was like a day trip. We had spent the night out there. We came home, and we spent the entire next day just like on my friend's couch and on her floor, just like not moving because none of us could move. It was so painful. We all texted each other the next day after we had gone home. And we were like, did you move at all?" Like, "No." "Did you?" "No." I've never had a sunburn that bad since. Um, but I used to not even have to really wear sunscreen. I just like didn't used to burn, and then that happened, and now I burn. Um, so I don't know what about my body changed, but some of the most amazing sleep you've ever had, yeah. Underneath an umbrella and some towels, hell yeah. I'm not usually a sleep at the beach type of person, but every once in a while, it hits right. Honestly, I'm not even a huge beach person. I feel like I haven't been to a beach in also more than 5 years, I think. Maybe that's why I haven't burnt in 5+ years. That would. I'm connecting some dots here. Um, but I think I don't even remember the last beach that I went to. Didn't mean to fall asleep. Sometimes that leads to the best sleep, though. Like I took a nice nap yesterday that also was not intentional, um, and it was fantastic. It really reset me a little bit, which was necessary yesterday. Yesterday I was just having a very like one of those days where like someone chewing too close to me would have like set me off, you know? Just like the smallest little thing was making me angry for no good reason, and I just needed to like get out of my own head for a minute. So the nap reset me, and it was nice. Um, no worries, overprepared. That's not your fault, and also sometimes you gotta go. I appreciate you hanging out, though. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the morning. Yeah, lovely to see you again. Have a nice day. No, it was yesterday was a day for me. I think it was partially because yesterday was my only like day off this week after a longer week than usual for me. Um, and I think partially just like a bit of an autism day, honestly. I don't think I was very verbal yesterday. Frankly, I don't think I said more than 20 words out loud. Um, so I think I needed it. I think I needed the nap to reset me. I think I needed the day to not talk. Um, and now here I am. I got to go to work today. So this is practice for talking again in front of people. That's fully what streaming in the mornings started out as for me because I was like I'm going to go have to talk to people before I'm ready to, frankly, every morning. Um, so I may as well start out talking to people that I like, people that I enjoy talking to, um, so that I am in the practice of moving these mouth flaps, you know? Because sometimes that is just inherently difficult for me. I find a lot of difficulty in like a customer walks in while I'm making a sandwich for another customer and they say hello to me. Like sometimes it's really difficult for me to say like hello back, you know? And I don't know why because it really shouldn't be. Um but something in me is like no, don't say anything back. Don't fucking open your mouth. Don't say a word. And it should be, you know, it's common courtesy, especially because I believe in being polite to people and like saying hello when they say hello to you. I get mad when other people don't say hello to me when they start off their order with like when I'm like, "Hello, how are you today?" and they're like, "A pound of ham salad." Like, "Okay, fuck you too then, I guess." But if someone says hello to me and I'm like, apparently it's totally fine in my brain. So sometimes it's nice to have the practice of just gabbing for 2 hours, an hour and a half, however long, in the morning. Hello, Charles. Oh, you guys can't see this the best part of kitty cuddle times right now. Just to be as kind as possible. Heck yeah. That's what I try. I think what it comes down to is I have trouble doing it while I'm at work because I feel like I'm under attack 24/7 while I'm there. And that's more of a me thing than an anybody else thing. That's like something I got to work on. But if I'm not at work, I find it so easy just to be nice to people and like say hello if they say hello back and like, something about it is easier if I'm not at work. I don't know what it is. Um but like any place that I frequent, people enjoy when I walk in, you know? And that's not me being like people love me. Like there's a girl at Dunkin' Donuts who I've seen a couple of times, and when I walk in, we chat. It's not a customer interaction. It's not like a what is your order? Oh, that'll be this. Okay, have a nice day. It's like a we're having a friendly chat. And for some reason, if I'm not the one at work, that's so easy for me. I want to be the person who is not a customer to you. But if I'm at work, I find it so exceedingly difficult to like be a person. I don't know. Maybe it's because people don't treat me like a person. And again, maybe this is just like my brain not understanding social cues sometimes, because I think that is a thing for me. Like sometimes I think I get most of them. I'm not like totally clueless when it comes to shit like that. But I think that there are some things that I just like miss sometimes, and I can't exactly pinpoint what. Um, but to me, part of like the hardest struggle for me at feeling like I'm a person at my job, I think, is when people come in and I'm like, "Hello, how are you doing?" And they say a pound of ham salad, and then they look over at my coworker and they're like, "Oh, hey, Julie." Okay, so fuck me specifically then, I guess. I'm just a robot who's here to get you what you want, and like hello to the other person who works here. Like and I sometimes I can't tell if that's me having high standards for what is polite or if that is just rude, because that I feel like that's rude as hell. And that is my like constant life at this point. So maybe it's factors like that that make it really hard to feel like I'm a person while I'm at work. But it is the one place in my life where it's not easy breezy beautiful like kindness to everybody. You know? There's something about capitalism, I think. That's what I'm gonna go with. And it's so funny to me when people talk about like my generation being rude, because any person from my generation that I've interacted with, I don't think a single one of them has been like, get me this. Like none of them have been jumping at the bit for their order and not treating me like a person. But it's like commonplace for anybody over the age of 60 to treat me like I'm a robot. Yeah. What it comes down to is I really need to find a job where I am not facing a customer. Something where I get in, I do my job, and I get out. Because that's fine with me. I don't mind menial labor. I don't mind doing something and then leaving. If my job was literally the same, but I don't have to help any customers right now, it would be fantastic. If I just went in, sometimes I would get like an online order of something. I would make a sandwich and then I would hand it to a person and go, "Have a good day." Like, that'd be fine. But it's that, "Hello, how are you?" that messes it all up. It throws it all out the window. Because some people I don't want to know how they are and they tell me too much, and some people it's just like pulling teeth trying to get them to tell me what they want to order. That's I don't want to talk to any of these people, you know? It's not it's not that I'm jealous when they say hi to my coworker and not to me, because I don't really want to have the conversation that they have with my coworker following. So I'm glad that they can talk to my coworker and I can just get my job done. But standing there for a good 5-10 minutes while they continue that conversation afterwards, and then them just looking at me and going like, "Oh, uh, I'll have a pound of potato salad as well," and me being like, "You couldn't have told me that like a minute ago," instead of just me standing here like, "While you guys chat." Sometimes it is really painful. I, but the thing is, for me, job searching is really painful too. Something about the application process on top of like being at work is a no-go for me. The only time I've ever applied to jobs and put in applications and done stuff like that is when I have been jobless. Because I need that push, and also because I can't take the stress of like coming home from dealing with customers to fill out the job applications that are just like wholly worse than interacting with a customer, if you ask me. The ones where they're like, "Would you ever steal from this company?" And it's like, agree, disagree, like fully disagree, fully agree. It's like, I know what you want to hear. Like, why are you making me go through this? And then the whole like, attach your resume, but then also type out everything that's on your resume 7 times on 7 separate pages. And no, you can't copy paste. Yeah, like who would say yes to that? And I can't be bothered to go through that process like 17 times after coming home from the stress of work, or like while I'm knowing that I gotta deal with that still. Like, I don't. It's always been I will search for a job after I quit this one. You know? Which is the only thing that has prevented me from finding a new job so far. Because it's not even just like the rudeness of people at this job, but I fully don't fit in with the crowd. Um, like even if they were to start up a conversation with me, it would not go well. You know what I mean? Like, um, not only are we very different politically, to say the least. Um, I just don't like a lot of their opinions as people. And I'm very able to put that aside while I'm at work and just have a pleasant conversation with you because I'm at work. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to have fun. I'm not like even here to have a conversation with you, frankly. So I'm I'll put it all aside so I can not have an argument while I'm at work. Um, but it is a place that I am less and less able to stand being in because of that, because I have to just do that constantly. So at some point I will try to find a new job where I don't have to deal with that and I don't have to deal with customers. Because anything that doesn't have those is a step up from currently, I would say. Um, the only benefit to this job currently is that it is close to my house and I make okay money. Like, it's not even fantastic money, it's just okay money. Um, which, in the year of our Lord 2023 here, is a perk. A good enough perk to keep the job. uh, I try not to stay complaining about my job, honestly, because I don't like being one of those people whose job has any hold over them outside of being at work. Um, I very much try to be one of those people that, like, I'm not at work, I left all the work stress at work, you know? But sometimes my brain just really does not let me. I don't know. It depends on how bad of a brain day I'm having, I think, as I put it. And I do tend to have bad brain days quite often, that coincide with bad days at work as well. Sometimes it feels like I have a bad brain day and everyone's catching on to that, so they've decided to make it worse. But I think that that is just main character syndrome. You know what I mean? I think that's just me thinking the world revolves around me on a day where I'm like upset. you know? Which is an easy thing to do, despite the fact that I try to be aware that the world does not revolve around me as often as I possibly can. Um, because I think that's important. I think it is good to take a step outside of yourself quite frequently. Um, Especially when you have as big of an ego as I do. That's not even tooting my own horn because that's not a positive thing. But I do have a big ego, I think. Charles, are you trying to leave? It can't be kitty cuddle time without the kitty. Okay, goodbye. It is now just time. It's not kitty or cuddle. It's just time. But speaking of time, I only have about 20 more minutes before I gotta start. Maybe get on ready to go to work. Anyway. Because I sort of started late. I intended to start at like 5:30 maybe so I could get like an hour and a half stream-ish. Sort of. But it did not go that way. Because I do work at 9 today, correct? Today's the 20th? Yes. I do work at 9. It feels like a Monday. It really does. Despite the fact that this weekend did not feel like a weekend. This weekend sort of felt like one of those holidays that you just get off in the middle of the week. I can't think of an example right now, but we just like don't get holidays off in the US very often now that I think about it. Because I was thinking like St. Patrick's Day, no, we don't get that off. Easter, like sometimes I think that's usually a Sunday, so we always have it off. Like we get like 2 or 3 holidays off a year because like like Valentine's Day, we don't get that off. Um, what other holidays are there? This weekend was not a weekend. This weekend was a continuation of the week. And it's wild because I worked 9 to 12 on Saturday, and that somehow made my Saturday like awful, like terrible. 3 hours out of my day. It's wild, you know? Sometimes that just so little amount of time can ruin the rest of your day for you. And that one's not specific to me. That one's not just because of my brain. That's like people will sometimes even just 20 minutes, you know? This one's more of I'm siding with Karen's, I guess, but like people who have a bad experience at a restaurant, that can ruin their whole day, you know? And it took a whole like 20 minutes. It's wild that our brains will just like latch on to something like that and just like be upset over it for so long when it was such a small part of your day. Um, that's why I try to leave my work at work when I leave. And I try to leave my home at home when I leave, you know? I don't like crossing my dramas as often as possible. The people at work don't need to know about my home life, and the people at home don't need to know about my work life, you know? I think that they are very separate areas for me. And despite that, I would love to work at home. I would love a job where I don't need to leave my house. I would thrive, I think, frankly. But alas, in retail and fast food, mainly past experience, there is not a whole lot of online jobs. Turns out. And a lot of online jobs require experience in a field that I do not have because I've only ever worked retail and food. So I wish. I really wish I could work from home. My one issue with it is I think I would have a little trouble with the whole like this being where I work, that being where I sleep, like separation that I like a little bit. Um, I feel like I would like spending time on my computer a little less, but I also don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I do wish that I could do it. Maybe I'll look into if there's any near me. Although that's the thing, they don't have to be near me if they work from home. Um, but yeah, I think I would struggle a little with that. But I don't know. I just need a job where I'm not customer facing because it is the only part of a job that I dislike, frankly. Naps at lunch. Ugh, I wish. I want a nap at lunch so bad. I've almost fallen asleep a couple of times at lunch in the last couple of weeks, honestly. I've been like sitting at the desk of I'm like, we sit at our manager's desk in the back for lunch. And there's been a couple of times where I'm just like on my phone, just chilling like this, and then I'm just like, oh, right, I'm at work. Okay, don't fall asleep. I have to like fully like, come on now. Don't be falling asleep at your boss's desk, maybe. So, naps at lunch would be nice. I could probably come home on my lunch because I am allowed to leave the store and I live a 10-minute walk away with a half-hour lunch break, so I can come home for 10 minutes and just kind of chill. But I have never once taken that opportunity because once I'm home, I'm not leaving for work again. I am afraid that I will come home for lunch and I will not leave again for work. Because that is a real possibility. I have enough difficulty leaving for work in the mornings. Never mind once I've come home from work having to leave for work again. And I did the whole two jobs thing at one point in my life. I don't want to feel like I'm doing it again. Two jobs that are both the same job. No, once I get home, that's it these days. I ain't leaving the house for the rest of the day. Yeah. I just once I'm here, that's it. I've released all the effort from my body. I'm not doing anything else. This is the safe haven. I am safe now. All the responsibilities can't get to me. So I can't come home for lunch. Especially like if I have had a particularly rough day at work, it is usually most of the time primarily before lunch because everyone else, I have to make it through the lunch rush before I get to have my lunch. Um, so I get to deal with everybody else's shit. And if I then come home and I'm able to like hug my cat, I'm not going back to work. If I have that level of dichotomy in my day, I'm sticking with the one that's making me happy, thank you. You're making me choose between deal with Karens or hugging my cat. Like, I'm gonna keep hugging my cat. I don't. And that's my coworkers are always like, yeah, but it's like, it's the reason he pays the bills or whatever. And like, yeah, but I'd rather have my sanity, you know? I'm not a motivated by money person. And that does come from a place of privilege of not being impoverished right now. Which is a high place of privilege in the year of 2023, to be fair. But like, I don't care about the money. I want to still be sane by the end of the day. You know what I mean? I think I would hold that position no matter how much money I had. Because I remember struggling to make my rent. God, 6 years ago now. And still struggling to make my rent, mind you, while having two jobs. And still being like, I want my sanity. I want I want a normal day when I get home from work and I want to like feel okay. So I will always prioritize that. And that's why work like my coworkers just being like, but like you make it through for the money. Like, no, that's not true. I don't really. It was 1,200 split between three people, but I think that was the period of time where one of my jobs closed for renovations, and then I had to find the other job. So it was in a period of time where I did have two jobs, but I wasn't quite working two jobs. I remember having to scrounge up, like, um, literally like the tips that I had had from working at Dunkin', um, like the little like quarters and everything, and I paid half of my rent in change, um, because I just had that much laying around. But yeah, even back then, I was still like, I would like to be sane by the end of the day. So I don't care if I make the money or not. Please let me keep my sanity. I'm just not a very material person, is what it comes down to. I don't particularly care for things and stuff. If I got a roof over my head and food in my belly, I'm good. I'm all set. If I can take a nice hot shower, I'll forget about all my other problems. I guarantee it. Like, fully, that was yesterday. My intention was, because I put on Discord that I was going to, like, go to the gym, come home and chill for a while, and then do a nice long stream. And that was the intention, was I was going to come home, take a shower, and then, like, that would fix everything that was going on wrong in my brain yesterday, and then I'd be all good to, like, stream and everything. Um, and I got home and like my mom wasn't done cleaning the bathroom, and then they were going out to get groceries, so both of them had to shower, and instead I wound up taking a nap. And so I didn't get to shower, which was the thing that was gonna fix my brain. and and instead the day just kind of got away from me because I didn't get to fix my brain with a shower. I did eventually take a shower. It did not fix my brain because I took a nap, which jumbled up my brain even more. Even though it was a nice nap, it was a very good nap, and I'm glad I took it. It did put me into like a place where a shower isn't going to fix my brain. Which I know it will fix every time, guaranteed, is what I said, but sometimes naps are the antithesis of that, you know? You can wake up from a nap in a different dimension. You can't come out of a shower from a different dimension, really. If you know what I mean, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. um I do sort of have to get ready for work soon. As lovely as just chilling as this morning. It's nice to be able to just chit chat sometimes. I do enjoy a good non-video gaming stream, honestly. Sometimes it's really nice to just chat. um, but I think I gotta get ready. I gotta preserve some people energy for the struggles that I have described earlier on in this stream. You too, Suchan. Thank you for hanging with me. I hope I have made your workday at least somewhat bearable. I hope it continues to be somewhat bearable. For the rest of you, if you are here hanging, lurking, chatting, or vibing, I hope your rest of the day is not only bearable, but fantastic as well. I appreciate you hanging, even though it's just been me chatting. I should be back for a second stream later today. I really don't see why there wouldn't be one. I'm in a good brain day, I think. So I'm gonna carry this good mood attitude into the rest of the day with me, and it'll make a lovely rest of the day. For now, thanks for hanging. Thanks for chatting. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. A lovely evening, if I don't happen to catch you later on for whatever reason. And until the next time, guys.